In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to cover up your baldness, your receding hairline, or your thinning hair. So growing up, I had to deal with losing my hair, receding hairline at a very young age. My grandpa was bald, my dad was bald, grandma's side was bald. So there's a lot of baldness going on in my family. When I was very young in grade school, I would say 3rd or 4th grade, when I first started styling my hair, my parents styled it for me. Every morning before I go to school, they would use like hairspray and just spray all over my hair where the spray would get on my scalp and everything, and they just go comb it, brush it like this way, like part to one side. So that went on about maybe 5 years before I started realizing that this part of my hair was starting to thin. It started getting really thin. And I wasn't really growing my hair back. Like I had a lot more hair here than over here. But I didn't think too much of it because I was only like, in 6th grade, like 11 years old. I never thought about going bald so young. Bald is only, like when you're in your 20s or 30s, right? So it wasn't until junior high in 7th grade when it started getting into me. There was this girl that sat next to me, and she was really cute. And I was just trying to, make small talks with her, and I was shy, and it was hard for me, but I was starting to warm her up. And then one day, the guy in front of me turned around, started chatting up with that girl to my right. And he was like, hey, so who are you going to dance with? Blah, blah, blah. You have a boyfriend or whatnot? And she's like, no, I don't have anybody in mind. I don't have anybody to go dance with. And he was like, hey, why don't you go with Andrew? Blah, blah, blah. And then I was just quiet. I was shy. And then she's like, no, I don't know. And then he looked at me and then looked at my forehead and just stare for like 5 to 10 seconds. You're balding, dude. And I was like, what? And then the guy on his right, he turned around like, what? Balding? And then he looked at me and looked at my forehead. Dude, you're balding. That like took out all my confidence of even talking to that girl. And there was also one time in high school, so there was another guy that sat next to me. He cut his own hair. He's open to cut people's hair and stuff like that. He cut hair pretty cool. And one of my friends like, hey man, why don't you cut Andrew's hair, blah, blah, blah. And he looked at me, and he looked at my forehead. He's like, nah, I don't think I can cut his hair, man. I wouldn't know what to do with his head. That was bad. So here are the 5 tips. Number 1, you gotta change your style. If you want them to stop talking about it, then you gotta figure out how to cover it up. So what I would do, because I was starting to bald on this side, on my right side, I would stop combing it this way where it exposes it. I would either comb it this way or make it go straight up. Or I could have combed it forward and covered my forehead, but that wasn't cool back then. The Home Alone haircut was pretty nerdy. I don't know how it is for kids today, but that wasn't gonna work for me. If you're having a receding hairline, don't like slick it back, just like exposing it. It's kind of like if you have a big gut and you wear an extra small t-shirt. Why would you do that, right? Keeping your hair short, it makes the thinning less obvious. A bunch of long thin piece of hair is not a good look because it exposes your scalp. Although if you keep it short, it still exposes some scalp. However, it looks more forgiving. And number 2, I stopped using hairspray and I stopped using gel. Using hairspray and gel make your hair really wet looking, and it clumps all the hair together, makes it so much easier to see your scalp. So instead of using hairspray and gel, I use got-to-be glue. When you don't put any hairspray or hair gel on your hair, it looks fuller. So if you use this glue, it keeps that full looking, kind of like my hair right now. You might think just by looking at me, I don't have a problem with hair loss. I'm just BSing you. So I'm gonna show you, instead of using the glue that I have on right now, what it would look like if I had that wet look by using gel or hairspray. So this is what my hair looks like right now. So if I were to use hair gel, hairspray, mousse, and when you use the got-to-be glue, just use it on your hair. Do not let it touch your roots. Do not let it touch your scalp. Same thing if you want to use hair gel or hairspray. Do not let any of it touch the skin because it'll irritate it. Number 3, I used to use Topic, this hair fiber, and I would douse it on my head and make it look fuller. It's kind of like dust, and it's black dust or whatever. You can buy it black, brown, blonde, whatever color. You just kind of It's like makeup for men. It fills up your hair and it take out all the bald spot. Now Topic also have a spray version. It's basically kind of like a small can of paint. They claim it's fiber, however when you spray on it, it's just like you spraying paint on your scalp. I don't think it's good for your scalp, and it looks terrible when you spray on the front portion of your head. It only works if you spray on the back portion, because when you spray on the front, the hairline is just like totally jacked. Tip number 4, I dyed my hair lighter color. I used to dye my hair light brown, blonde, you can imagine in high school. My scalp color is a light color. If you have black hair, you can see your scalp more obviously, but then if you have lighter colored hair, then it kind of blends in more with the scalp. It looks better. However, if you're black, don't dye it blonde or light color because it's going to be more obvious because your scalp is black. And tip number 5, shave your head. I shaved my head throughout my whole entire college days because it helped me keep my hair follicles intact. Through my experience, I found out that shaving my head kept my hair thick and my hair follicles healthy as long as I kept shaving it like once a month. I mean, even though you're like bald with your hairstyle, it's just like a 1 or 2 the whole time, but you still get to keep that hairline. Well, I shaved for like 4 years through college, 3 years after college, and I was able to keep my hairline for that entire 7 years. Let me know in your comments if it helped you. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and watch the video on how to save your head of hair.